Hello again, it's Mark here from GrimTreeGames.com, online game store and blog, and I'm with
Tony
again, and it's one last round. Yay! And this is our session overview of City of Remnants. So we've been to the Wigan Games Club. We've had awesome times.
Yes, good times.
Good times.
Good times. Good board game times.
Yes, we've come back straight away. It's fresh in our head.
Yep.
We're going to try and talk a bit about the game, talk
Yep.
a bit about the session that we had in particular. And it's very late at night, so we're going to have a bit of whiskey as well.
Not too much whiskey though.
Not too much whiskey.
Because previously to this,
Yeah.
lots of buffoonery, weren't there?
Not messy whiskey.
Not messy whiskey.
No.
Got a bit messy. Got a bit messy.
Relaxed.
Relaxed whiskey, yeah. Just a wind down whiskey. So come on, let's get into it. Let's get into the meat.
Reveal the board. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about how it plays.
Yep. And then go into our
What
our
we did.
experience
Our
with it.
experiences.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be super deep because we'll be here all night. But we'll give you a bit of an overview.
Yes.
So the game itself as a whole is a sci-fi themed.
Yeah, it's very cyberpunk. Cross, what's your District 9?
Yeah.
That sort of feel to
I
it.
reckon so.
Yeah.
So the story is the alien overlords. What do we say they're called? The
You guy. I think you guy. That sounds cool anyway if it's not you guy.
You guy.
You guy.
I'm going to say you guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
You can pronounce it how you want.
So the evil you guy.
Should I show a picture of you guy actually? You look with a picture of him on the back there.
Table cam's not activated.
Oh.
Activate table cam. I need to do that.
But yeah, they look quite sinister. Like you would like a enemy alien race to look. Would you say they're like they're robots? Some sort of form of
Yeah, they're like robot
droid
type things. Anyway, you don't want them.
no, they're
Don't
nasty
want 'em.
people.
So these alien overlords, what they do is go from planet to planet, harvesting the resources, and all the refugees that are displaced,
Mm-hmm.
they put on these refugee planets.
Yep.
And you've all got to fight amongst yourselves.
Yeah, they've left you with remnants
Yeah.
to fight over.
Yeah. Or maybe we're the remnants.
Maybe. Just don't know.
So deep. So anyway, you're in this big slum city. You're a crime lord,
Mob boss.
mob boss, trying to manage a gang.
Hey, Tony!
And that's the background, isn't it?
Pretty much.
That's the story.
You're a mob boss. You got to gather your gang together, build lots of developments, try to make cash money, cash.
Yep.
And the game's fueled by renown, isn't it? Try to be the biggest gang lord.
Yeah.
The most feared and respected.
Yeah, because nobody's going to mess with you if you are,
No, exactly.
if you are known.
That's it.
So, let's talk about how this mother plays, shall we?
Yes. Let's.
So, probably the best thing to do is we'll go through a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll break it down.
You can probably just cover that, can't you, with your table cam?
Table cam.
We love you, table cam.
Focus, damn you. There we go. So, each player has one of these boards, and it shows you quite handily all the things that you need to do. It's good actually because it reduced the time of flicking through rule books. Did this?
Yes,
puppy.
it's very well at that, actually. All the little rules, and you might just need to look in the rule book for little
The odd go.
errata and stuff like that.
Yeah. So in fact, I'll give you a tour of the board first. Actually, so that's the player mat. Then we've got all the things you can buy, the developments you can buy. Okay, let's have a quick squeeze.
If there's no more of them, that's it for the game. That's all you get to develop. So once they've all been bought up and are in
play.
locked into play on the table, that's it. You can't.
That's it. So you got.
Yeah, you don't get any new ones.
This is the map. Okay, and you can see there's different zones. So there's the red zone, slums,
yeah.
the mid zone, I think,
Yeah, middle
and
class,
and
the upper class.
the heights, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And then over here you've got the cards. You've got what's that?
That's the black market.
Yeah.
That's all the cool stuff you can buy on the black market.
Yeah.
If you notice also, this little symbol is victory points at the end of the game. Or renown, it's known, isn't it? Renown.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool to buy these because at the end of the game, they give you
Get more points.
get renown for it. Yeah.
And these here are the gang members.
Yep.
So if you notice, I'll zoom out a bit. There's 4 of each card put out to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay, that you can choose from. Okay, so that's the table. That's how it looks. So in a turn, in a round, you reset. Doesn't matter for the first turn, so we'll ignore that. Second bit, player turns. You have 4 turns denoted by this marker. You go around the table. You have a turn piece, and you can do lots of things. You can recruit new members.
One of, and it's one. You do one of them things per turn.
Yeah. Sorry. So you can recruit new members, move your guys, produce things on any developments you have or building developments. You can buy cards from the black market or buy more renown. You can sell the produce that you've made, or you can refresh your cards. So, what a good starting point might be is to show you the cards that you might get. So, if I'm the red player here, the red player would be this starting deck. I'm going to put the table cam down because it's not going to work holding it and looking at cards. So, you played these guys, didn't you, Tony?
Yeah, they're very good actually. I quite liked them.
On this
It does take, obviously, because our first game, it did take a while to learn each race and what they were good at.
Yeah. So Tony was these guys.
The meaty guys.
If you see there's values there, which are the attack values, and what's quite interesting is they're slightly different for each player.
The colour coordinate down to each colour of player.
So for the red player, this guy does 1 damage. Now this is the starting gang. Okay. You have a gang leader. Obviously, look, there's a 7, man.
Yeah, he's the leader.
That's good.
That's why I think they're going to be strongest in combat because he's the highest.
And again, most cards have like little abilities that you can play at any point during your turn, which is cool. Unless it says battle, that's only in fighting. So there's gang members there, and there's also a couple of ability cards there as well. We won't go into the detail of that card right now because it won't make any sense to you whatsoever. So that's your starting gang. So what you do is, to begin with, you have your starting gang, and that's represented by these little figures, and you have 7 to begin with, which correspond to the 7 in your starting deck. So one of the first things you want to do on one of your first turns, I would imagine, and when it gets to you, you want to spend an action, and you probably want to use a move.
Yeah. It's pretty much all you can do to begin with, isn't it? Just to get your guys out there. Cover ground.
And this is where influence kicks in. You start off with an influence of 4, and this has an effect on a lot of things.
Yeah, pretty much the whole game, really, your whole player.
So, like, your starting hand size is 4. The amount of
produce you can sell and create
is 4.
There's a few of us.
Yeah.
I
did this explaining the rules.
Was it 4 in combat? If only 4 cards can play in combat, is that right?
Yeah. So now up here, there's things you can do to gain influence, and it's anything basically that shows you throwing your weight around.
Yeah, it's actually quite thematic in that respect. It's really good. You do actually feel like you are this big mob boss.
Yeah, when you do
taking over a city.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is really cool.
So the first time you put down 12,000 arcs, which is
flashing the cash. It's money in it. It's your credits.
Yeah,
arcs of credits. So when you start flashing the cash,
it stands something. It's something. Arcs. Alien refugee credit.
Oh, I like that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it just stands something. I should know this.
Alien refugee credits.
Might not be alien. Alan's refugee credit.
Alan.
So anyway,
Bank of Alan.
So if you do something awesome, that influence gets to go up, and you can do cool stuff. So yeah, one of the things that on a move action, you can move as many guys as your influence.
Oh yeah,
that's one thing. So anyway, so you probably start off, and you get your 4 guys, and you go.
Watch that, Mike.
Yeah, I'm terrible. So you start in square, so you go 1, 2, 3, because each person can move 3, and you can move in straight lines, no diagonals. Now, so you're going to want to go for these puppies, because that if you control a square, you get renown. So you're going to want to go for there, and you're going to want to the middle area. People are going to start fighting over that because there's renown there.
The developments, like this colour represents the type of development you can build in that area as well. So like the green development, green development area, all these developments can only be placed in like the green sector. Some will have like the bigger developments because you can place in green and blue.
This one has got a little blue and a little green, so it means you can place it in either zone. But the good ones, the big ones here, look, the 60, we didn't have these in our game, did we?
No.
So the big that can only be done in the green area, but it's big points.
Big points. Yeah. But it means everybody's going to be fighting over it, aren't they, basically? It's quite cool.
Yeah.
Brings everybody into the centre and have a big scrap.
Yeah. So, we'll go through some more actions so you know roughly what's going on. So move. Recruit is quite cool because, let's just rest table cam a second, we'll talk to Big Cam.
Yeah.
So, what's quite cool is, in your starting deck, every person relates to, not one for one, but every card you have that is a person relates to a little person.
Little miniature.
So at a glance, you know how many people are in your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite cool. So one of the things you can do is you can recruit, and when you recruit, you look at the gang members over here, and they all have slightly different things they can do. So you want to look at those numbers to see if...
Yeah, the abilities also can be really game-changing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And also, they're very thematic, which I love. So check this out. Informer, battle, so that only happens in a fight. If you win this battle, gain 3 renown. So he doesn't fight a lot.
But 1-1-1, he doesn't really add much to the combat, but he's got a nice little bonus.
Yeah, but if he's in it and you win, he goes and tells all his mates.
Exactly, Hey, check these guys out. They're awesome.
They're awesome. So that's pretty cool. So they've all got a thematic action that they can do.
I love the artwork as well. I quite like it. It's quite gritty. I like it. It's quite realistic and gritty.
Good. So now the way recruiting works is when it's your action, you say I want to recruit. You pick a guy.
Yep.
And then it goes around the table, and everybody gets a chance to bid you up. So you go to the next person who says, "Actually, I want to buy that."
Yep.
And then they put in an offer, and it goes all the way around. And if it goes all the way around and nobody bids, you get it for 9.
Yeah.
So there's some very tactical bidding going on.
Yeah. Because if you don't want the other person to get it, or you want to make them pay for it, just rank, keep putting up the bids. So then, if you really, really want it, you're going to have to make the other person pay for it.
Yeah, you can make them pay through the nose.
Yeah. We tried that a bit, didn't we?
Well, that fell over.
But sometimes it can backfire on you because have it, take it, whatever, and you've got a card that you don't really want.
Well, it fell over a bit because in that line of people, the guy that I wanted,
there was two of them.
Yeah,
so you could have that one on to the next one.
Oh, listen for free, sucker.
Yeah.
So that's how that works. The bidding's always good.
I like bidding. I like bidding.
Bit more.
A lot more games are doing that nowadays, aren't they? Bidding.
Yeah. So that was fun. And you get a new person, and that goes straight in your hand. Also to begin with, to start off with, you have four cards in your hand. That is your hand.
Yeah. Which relates to the 4.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Any ability that's on a card, when it's your turn, you can play it. There's no restrictions. If it's your turn, you can play it. Unless it says battle on, that's a fight.
Just in combat.
So that's nice and easy. What else can we do on a turn? Production and develop. Okay, so we can buy. So all these developments here, and again, all these have extra rules on things that you can do. You can spend an action to make it, to buy it. If you can afford the credits there, then you can take the card. Let's pick a good example. Something nice and easy. No, I'm looking for one that actually makes stuff to it. Here we go. Oh, they're all complicated. I just want a simple one.
Slums are place.
Slums. We didn't get any of these in our game,
these are all new. That's a good thing about this game. It's quite a decent amount of development. So every time first few games you play, it should be quite different every time because different mixture of developments.
Yeah, I don't know how many cards are on there, but they'll all be different every time. And once they've gone, they've gone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
which is cool. So, say for example, this is nice and easy. It's Slums. When performing a production developer action, place 1 product token on this development and then sell it for 2,000. So you can do a production develop action, which basically means you can buy it. So I spend 2,000 credits. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I get that card, so I know whose it is. And then I get the piece, and then I can place it. Then you can place it anywhere.
Yeah, you don't have to control the area. You can place it anywhere you want.
Yeah.
On the board. But there's obviously risk element to that because you almost want to place it somewhere near you guys, if not where you guys control.
Yep.
Your opposing player can just walk straight in there and take it.
Yeah.
Take it from underneath
and control it. If there's one of your guys on there, then you control it. So you probably want to place it somewhere. And again, because it's red, we could place it.
Yeah.
We could place it under one of our guys, and then they control it straight away. Now, what's quite cool is it's production developed. So at the start of this action, anything that you already have developed, you can produce. So on this card, it says do an action, place one product token on this development. So would you like to do this, Tony? Product. We have product. With it being slums, it's probably going to be something unsavoury like drugs or whatever.
Limbs,
quite possibly. So, next thing we can do with one of our actions, buy action, we can buy a card from the black market or just go out and buy renown by spending cash.
Just throwing cash around.
Yeah.
Like strip clubs and
Yeah.
Flashing it. I like, when I played this game, I did that.
Did you imagine?
I imagine all of that, all the dodgy goings on.
That's half the fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah? So,
love a game with a bit of theme to it.
Black market cards. So these are like equipment cards, aren't they? Basically?
I wanted these, and when we played it, the Thieves Tools, they're really cool. Yeah, I would strongly recommend looking at all of these, taking it all in before you take your turn. Yeah, before you take it, because there's a lot of these just went miss. Just because when they don't, that's the thing. Like some games, be there for a while and you get to know what they're doing. Oh, I'll save up for that, but no, they go. Oh, don't they? They get replenished every time, every turn. So really look.
So you're gonna pounce on them if you want them.
Yeah, that's it. Really take notice of what they are.
You also get an extra renown at the end of the game for every black market card you've got in your hand.
I think that's just worth it as well because sometimes if you've got a bit of spare cashier, money, cash money, then you might as well spend it on these and with a renown in the end.
Agreed. And once you've bought it, it goes straight in your hand.
Yeah.
And we'll get on to how the hands work in a minute because that again is clever.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Very good.
So you can buy stuff and it's all, and they all, I don't want to show every single card, but they all do something interesting and different. Every single card seems useful.
It does.
Yeah. So sell is another action you can do. Sell. So remember how we just produced something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's say
lovely produce.
So let's say
lovely limbs.
We've moved somebody, and then
organs,
and then we produced something, and we went all the way around the board, and it's our turn again, and now we're going to sell it.
Yeah.
So what we do is we look at the card. The card tells us what it's worth. A red Eden product sells for 20,000 arcs. We whip it off.
Ka-chink.
And we get 20,000 arcs.
Ka-ching.
Ka-ching.
Bling, 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 bling.
So, and
Alan's credits.
And the very last action that we can do is a refresh, and this is where I want to put this down to describe this because I like this. This is good.
Yeah.
So we didn't really understand it at first, did we? Well, it didn't.
Kind of.
Well, no, it didn't click. It was like.
Oh right, okay. So that's why you would. So it didn't make sense why you would want to do that.
Yeah. So
first,
let's say these are my starting.
They are, yeah.
So I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a hand somewhere, haven't I? Put it behind. This is it. Boom. So that's my draw deck. This is my hand. And I can play cards that have got abilities on and get stuff. Yeah. You also, when you fight, we'll do fight in a minute. That's
yeah. It's
we'll do it.
It's not very complicated. It's very easy. It's just another segment.
Yeah. When you do your fighting, you can play cards as well.
Yeah.
So you're burning through these cards. And when you play cards, it goes into a discard pile.
Yeah.
Now, as you go through these cards and use them, sorry microphone. Sorry.
Watch for that.
I know I'm rubbish. As you go through your draw pile and you use it and you go through it, once it's gone, it's gone.
That's it. And if it's quite early on, you've balled yourself up for the for the
rest of the turn.
Yeah.
So there's two ways around it. The first thing is it's an actual action.
Yeah, it takes a full action just to go.
Just to say I need the cards back. You take the well actually let's say I've got a couple of cards left there and I'm all gone and or maybe I've got a card left. The refresh action, what it does is you take the discard, you shuffle it up, you put it under, and then you can draw back up to your hand size. Yeah? 4 to begin with. Now what that mechanism does is it just makes you manage that deck.
Yeah.
So you don't want to burn through it.
Yeah.
And if you do...
A bit like a resource manager. Like, you managing your team a bit better, aren't you? Managing your gang members.
Yeah. Which is awesome. And I also like it because it is a mini deck building game.
Yeah.
Because
you're buying new cards that add to that deck. And it's when, trying to get to that awesome card. Yeah. It's looking at combinations, isn't it, as well? You can look, that'll combine with that really cool card, and you could create some really nice combos.
Yep. So, I like that. That was good. And also, you get to refresh at the start of the turn. So, if you do blow off everything, then you can just sit back.
Yeah.
Or can you? Because what happens after all of that...
Alien police coming after you.
Yeah, the you guy.
You guy.
Yeah, you guys. So, we've done actions. Each person gets an action, and you go around until everyone's had 4 actions. And then after that, we do the you guy patrol. Now,
sinister.
Or, as we called it tonight, Attack Tony.
Attack Tony, yeah.
Because you got ravaged.
Yeah. No, we decided we are quite racist, these, because they just attack the red, then they just attack me.
They're merciless. They're merciless. 2 seconds.
And it was always the big numbers as well, if you remember. It wasn't just like you get a 5.
It was the 11s.
11s, the big, hard hitting numbers every time. Every time.
So, what we do is we get a card.
Yep.
Okay, and we look at the card, and the card says it's got a nice bit of flavour text on everyone. So this says.
I didn't actually read them out, did you?
No, not table to countenance. Political agitators will be shot on sight. Awesome. If you notice there's 2 sections for different amounts of players. We didn't say that, but the board's got 2 sides as well.
Oh yeah, we can actually, before we finish, just show you the side for 3 players.
And there's grid references. So what you do then is, let's do this because it'll be fun. B6. Give me a token, man.
So velveteen pouch.
So imagine you're quite far into the game. You've got lots of developments on the board.
Scattered away. You're all happy with your
Maybe you've got produce in there that you're looking forward to selling the turn after, because you can only sell produce if you control it, because you've got to have your guys on it. That's what controlling is. And then
the space police turn up.
And all of a sudden the space police turn up. And
5.
So B6 we got. So your grid reference.
B6, which is
2 seconds. Table cam's had a bit of a wobble. Bad news.
It's all professional here, lads and lasses.
What I say?
B6. Which is it working? Yeah.
Boom! So imagine we had developments here, and you had guys there, and all of a sudden the space police come along.
What are you doing? What's that you got on your coat? Getting you nicked.
And then they're like, weird. So you do the same for each of those references, and then you pull another card and do the same thing.
Yeah.
And if they stack, and if you get 2 on the same one, they add together, and it's just horrendous.
Oof, that'd be nasty.
And you can either fight them.
Yep.
Sorry, microphone. I didn't touch it. I'm sure I didn't. You can either fight them using the top value, or bribe them using the bottom value.
Yeah.
If you bribe them, they just go away, don't they?
Yeah. Sometimes it depends, doesn't it? Sometimes it's best to bribe them if you've got the money to.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is if you do go into fight with me and defeat them, there's a chance to get renown. You roll D6 and you consult a chart.
Show the chart. So here we go. Cool things can happen. 1 is bad, you lose money. 2 is bad, you lose renown. 3 is terrible because you get another card with more alien.
Need backup.
And then you get money and renown if you roll high. So maybe this is a good time to quickly talk about combat.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think it's a good time.
So it's a bit sparse the board at this moment in time, but
pictures is covered, littered with development.
I mean, what happens literally later on in the game? There's all these get bought. Maybe into like the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Quite suddenly, everything.
You've got quite a few guys on there as well. Maybe you've bought some new recruits.
Yeah,
recruit some guys.
Okay, and then being on a development controls it. If it's 2 spaces, you need to control
both
spaces. Yeah, and that's important. You need to control it to make to do the effects on the card. You need to control it. So if you want to make the produce and sell the produce, you need to control it. So That's a big deal.
Well, the abilities as well. Would you have to control to use the abilities of it? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You
know, you need to.
I'm being stupid.
You need to do that. So that gets quite busy. Also, there's produce flying around on all the different.
Watch your face.
All the different things, and again, you don't want to lose control because if you, it nearly happened to me, but I avoided it barely.
Smokers come in, take over your factory and sell you your produce that you've developed,
which would be horrible.
It would be horrible.
So imagine it's all full. So you're going to start to want to fight each other, try and take over each other's territory. And this is part of the move action.
Yep.
You move your guys. At the end of the move action, anybody that's on the same space as another player,
duke it out.
You fight. So remember, we were only moving 3 spaces. That still applies. But when you're fighting, or when you're moving in general, you can only have 2 guys in a square.
Yeah, you only ever have 2 guys. You can move through, can't you? You can move through your two guys, but you can't land.
That's correct.
2 guys.
So, what we could do. So here's an example that occurred. So that could happen, and this could happen quite easily. Table cam, can we see this? Probably it's not a big cam, to be fair. When you're fighting, people in adjacent squares can get stuck in.
Yeah, they can help out. Yeah,
which is good. So this would be 4 greens on 6 reds.
And tactically, that makes your movement really crucial.
Yeah,
tactically, it makes your movement really crucial,
especially when things are quite tight.
Yes, that's what we said this, didn't we, about the board. It felt quite, to begin with, the board felt really small, but then it kind of. It felt right. It feels like the perfect size for what's going on. Because you
want to be on each other quite soon, don't you?
You do.
Kicking 10 bells.
But like me and Oliver.
Yes.
I'm rubbish with names. This is my cousin.
Me
and Oliver, we were around each other's borders, and basically said to each other, "We're not gonna, won't cause any friction, and just go on our merry way. We won't cause any friction." And that happened really early on. We're on each other's borders, like second turn. It's like, okay, we'll just calm down a bit. We won't do any fighting.
Easy, big
guy. Take it easy.
So, fighting.
Yeah,
it's very simple, and it comes back to the deck building part of it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, say I've got a full deck, I've got a full hand, and I've got my deck there. You look at the cards in your hand, and you decide what values you want to play. So because I'm red, obviously the red starting cards, so they're all quite high. So you choose a card you want to play, look at those values, say you have hired a few goons, you may want to, and that's in your hand obviously. You can use hired members, and they may have battle actions, and this would apply now. So anyway, you pick your cards and you put them face down. The attacker chooses first, picks his cards, puts them face down. If you don't have enough cards in your hand,
you can blind draw, can't you?
Yeah, or if you want to save a card in your hand because it's a good one.
Yep, because the thing is, if you lose, you got to ditch your card, don't you?
Yes, but also in this situation where there's a couple of people, you keep fighting until everybody's gone. So if there's 2 people in there, you know you've got another round to go.
Yeah.
So you might want to hold some cards back
for the final punch
for the next combat. So you put some cards down from your hand.
Yep.
You can also, and again, this comes down to how many cards are in your draw pile and how much you want to burn through them. You can just randomly add 2 from your draw pile.
Yeah.
And fingers crossed.
Yeah, you don't know what's on there.
You've sent the call out to your gang members that you need help.
Yeah, and whoever turns up, turns up.
Whoever turns up, turns up. Defender does the same thing, but they do it after, so they know how many cards.
Yeah, they can risk assess a bit, can't
they? Yeah. Then everybody flips cards, and in this case, we've got the guys I know about, and some that I don't. Oh, that one was a total waste. And then after this fight, it goes into the discard pile.
Yeah.
So I need to refresh it to use it again.
Yeah.
So it's a chance you take. So you add up those numbers, okay, and then you count how many guys you've got, and you roll that many dice. 6 dice in this example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You notice the dice are special dice as well.
Yeah. Oh, I'll actually give you a D6 there. That happened quite a bit.
So anyway, it's only a quick test, isn't it? So then, It's you roll a dice for every person in combat, in the square and adjacent. Add those up. Add them to those values. That's your attack value.
Yep.
Get higher than the other person.
Yep, that's it. Whoever gets the highest wins.
Yeah.
Whoever doesn't, it loses again.
In a tie, the defender wins.
Yep.
And there we go. And then the loser is bad news.
Yeah.
You feel it, don't you?
You do feel it.
You kill it.
Because that's it. Because you only get like, is it 7 to begin with?
Yeah.
Gang members.
Yeah.
And when you lose one, it makes a difference. That one gang member makes a big difference.
Yeah. It's less control on the board.
Yeah.
And also...
It means you have to spend an action to buy another guy.
Yeah. And especially if it's maybe somebody that you've bought.
Yeah.
Because you've invested money in.
Yeah.
And then it dies. It's bad news. So, whoever loses has to take a person off.
Yep.
And that person then goes off the board. Yeah?
Yep.
And if you've used cards for combat, then one of those unit cards that you've used, you've got to pick, goes out of the game.
Yeah.
Dead.
Back in the box.
So if that's the leader of your clan...
He's gone.
He's gone.
So, boom. No more fighting for you, sir.
No. So say the scenario was that it was a last-ditch attempt and it was only one card and it was that guy.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Ah.
But sometimes, I did it once tonight, is I used a big guy but I also used a little guy so I could...
Yeah, you could...
bin him.
That's another way of sort of optimising your deck, I suppose.
Yeah.
You could go in, risk it a bit, and then, he's dead, so you can take away your weaker guys.
Yeah.
So optimise your deck in that way.
And again,
combat.
There was one time I had 4 cards. I used 2 cards because I knew that I had 2 of them to kill, so I had to go in again with 2 more cards for the second combat. So it's managing your card. It's good. It's managing your deck.
It's clever. It is clever. I like it. It's a mini deck building game, and it's a mini deck building game within a much bigger game. And
fighting as you guys, it's the same difference. It's just that's the attack value.
You know exactly what you need to get.
Yeah, and also if you match it, you win.
Yeah, you don't have to beat it. You have to just match it.
Yeah, which makes it a bit easier because you were getting stomped by him.
11s. I had to muster 11 strength, which I did though quite frequently because I think it's because I was the red guys who have a lot of strength
fighting.
Yeah.
So I think we worked out the red guys were
strength, combat orientated. Because you had a lot of cards. A lot of the combat cards come back to your hand. So if you win combat, it comes back to your hand. So you've always got somebody to fight, pretty much.
Yeah.
And your leader's a 7. He's a 7 strength.
He's well out.
He's tough.
I were humans, and they...
How would you speak like that for a human? An alien would go, "Hi, I'm an alien." Humans are great, mate.
Splitting hairs now, dude.
Whatever.
Anyway,
let's
not fight on video. What's that? Yeah, humans. They seem to be recruiters. They seem to wanted to spread the word because the leader, if he won,
it's quite
had an ability called Second Chance. Yeah. I'm going to give you a second chance.
Don't fail me.
Which meant you basically robbed one of their cards and put it into your hand, into your discard pile, and you got a figure in your gang member pool.
So basically, you're taking one of the guys off and recruiting it as your own.
His guy. Other people, I had a recruiter, which meant I could add 2,000 arc to a bid, which is quite cool.
Oh, I didn't know you had that. That's pretty.
I know. I didn't use it, unfortunately. Yeah. And another one that helps me draw 2 cards. So yeah, humans are like recruiters.
Yeah.
Steez, when he played, he was like a thief, weren't he? He kept swapping. Let's have a look.
He was selling renown. He was giving away renown to get money, and then with that money, he then bought more renown. It's a little combo he created with a couple of the cards.
So it looks like the average person is bodyguard, security, battle. If your gang leader is in this battle, add 2 to the bodyguard's attack value. So ganging up basically. Secret funds gang leader gain 3,000 arc stroker. Very money focused, these guys.
Yeah. Seem that way.
Yeah.
Get lots of money.
And the guy that always were, the blue ones, whatever they were like the lizard people type things.
That's a lizard.
I wondered. Draw a card. Enforcers. I don't know. I don't know what these guys did.
No, he nearly won without like flexing his muscles. Really,
he sat on a really good development.
he did. Yeah, he bought. He developed and he was pretty sweet. He just raked in the rewards.
Renowned for every development he had in play. I think was it.
Yeah, something like that. He had 3 at the time, so you took one off him.
Quite well, yeah.
So you stole it.
So work a gang member assembly, reduce the cost of development. So each faction has its
flavour and a purpose.
Yeah, it's not like everybody's got their own thing.
I think that's
good.
Games like this, you need to play it a lot. I think more than a couple of times, just to learn the abilities of each race. Learn what developments are a good combination. Learn what black market things is. After a time, I can see people getting really into tactics and combinations of cards. I can see a lot of people just playing it just to learn all the little intricacies of the game.
So tonight, this is our first impressions.
Yeah, it's the first time I played it. He's just fresh out the box.
Yeah,
fresh out the box.
This is on his first. So we're being honest. We've not played it loads of times. This isn't a review after fact.
No.
We don't tend to do reviews anyway, do we?
No,
it's an overview.
It's an overview. It's of
what we did. Yeah. And little bits that we liked. I guess. So it's the kind of game that, like you're saying, then my colleague, after you've played it a few times, when you see a card come up, you'll think, I know what that card does.
Yeah.
I'll have that. I'll have 10 of those. But it slowed the play down a bit because every card, it was like, what does that do? What does that do?
That's it.
And it, Oliver, bless him,
he couldn't see the cards.
He couldn't see the cards. He was sat on the other side of the table, and in the end, he's like, "I'll just play what I've got."
Don't bother looking.
It's easier. And it was. I liked it. I liked the theme. We don't do reviews, but I liked it. I'm a sucker for theme, I know. And
we both are. Artwork, theme, what really tickles my taste buds is when the theme goes into gameplay and the gameplay goes into theme. When they both go like that, instead of just having a mechanic and which it's I don't know, it's fantasy, it's whatever.
We'll just
wrap a theme around it. Yeah, you can tell them games, can't you? You can see them games where you could just strip off the theme and the game wouldn't feel or be any different. Yeah. And there's other games where it's all theme and hardly any game to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just it's just pretty pictures. But this game, the theme is chock-a-block of a theme. And the gameplay plays into the theme really, really well.
For example, Trader, gang member, his ability. Now again, Tablecom. Trader, gang member. So all those values on the left, that's when you play it in a fight. If you put it down in a fight, those are the values. But at any time, you can choose to take it out of your hand on your turn and use that ability in the middle. Reduce the cost of a black market card by up to 3,000 arcs. So you can a lot of cards you can just get for now by having that card. But this is it. Do you use it to buy that item, or do you hold on to it for a combat?
Decisions.
But again, was it gone? There it is. I was just having a flick through, and every person, their ability ties in.
What they are.
Ex-soldier gang member battle. You may pay 2,000 arcs to roll a battle die and add its results to this card's attack value. Mercenary, isn't it, basically?
It's mercenary. What I really liked is how you get me now. All these things are what you would do as a mob boss. All these things that get flashing loads of clash, and also this one's quite a nice one. If you do, is it 18 damage in one combat?
Yeah, bottom one. Achieve a total of 18 attack during one battle.
Yeah, you go. Hard. Yeah, it's really hard to do, but if you get it, boom, you're going up a level.
Yeah.
And it's thematically, that's brilliant. As a mob, you're flexing your muscle. You sent your guys out. You did horrendous damage. People on the streets are talking about you, like, he did.
Yeah.
He just did. Don't mess with him. That's the best one, isn't it? It's like, don't mess with him. He's crazy face.
It's thematic because more influence means more guys.
Exactly. More people. More actions.
Yeah.
More actions to do. More cards to hold.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
It was really. Yeah. Hello. Sorry about that. Slight memory issue. Back. Boom. So technology. It's awesome. It's the greatest. Although it did allow us just to quickly get another.
Yeah, it did actually. Yeah. If I haven't done that, I'm actually gonna.
Chin chin. So, we're pretty much done, really. I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked about it. We've talked about what we thought about it. We've talked about our session and what we did and how
There
it
was
panned out.
was one phase I think we skipped, was the refresh.
Yes. Well, actually, no. We skipped a couple. Blooming
Technology.
There you go. And we're on. So we did the U-Guy Patrol.
Yeah, done
You
that
get
one.
the cards, yeah. Award renown. It's only how you win the game.
Yeah.
That's all. So wherever you have your... It's a bit messy now, the board, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit nice.
Yeah. So wherever you have renown, wherever you control renown, you have people
on it
in the developments.
It's mainly developments that give it. Also, there's areas on the board that give it. Like that value there adds to that. So that one will be worth 4.
Yeah. So wherever you control a development, you get that renown at the end of every turn.
Yeah. You piles in.
There's chips that represent renown that we might have forgot to get out.
We have. They look very similar to that.
Yeah, essentially. And they all add up to 200.
Yeah.
The round where you pull the last chip, play it to the end of the round, then you add everything up.
Yeah.
So, really, when we started, it was like, well, how... In a lot of the games like this, how do we win the game?
How you win?
What do we have to do? And it's just, to begin with, you don't have a lot of cash. And
You've got 2, haven't you? 2,000 credits, which is nothing.
And you think, I want to do shed loads, but I don't have any money.
Yeah.
So how do I do this? But it sort of happens slowly because
all the time.
You get your development, which means you can sell stuff, which means you get more money, which means you get more guys, you get more equipment, and you just gotta, and it's cool.
Also,
sense of achievement.
You get an additional 2 for passing go every time.
Yeah, you do, yeah. The standard 2.
Yeah.
So that felt pretty good. Building up your army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, as you play,
Keep talking.
You unlock a lot more things you can do within a turn. More options become available to you the more you play, the more you develop.
Yeah. In fact, towards the end, we had reams of cash.
Lots and lots of cash.
Which is quite gratifying.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So renown. So you get the renown. You want lots of renown.
Yeah.
More the better. And then you go right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Reset.
Refresh.
All
these get refreshed. So all of these go and get new
basically,
ones.
all the gang members go to the discard pile.
Yeah.
And all the black market items go to the discard pile. That's it. Whoop. And you get 4 more from the deck of each.
Yeah.
Which goes back to what you were saying
about keep your eye on these because it's not going to be there for long.
Here's another thing. All the cards have a times by whatever. That's how many cards are in the game. Yeah?
So yes, you can see just how available they are going to be.
So you can count them, more or less. So there was something in the game tonight.
It said 3 off.
3
so
off.
You can look at this card, can't you? There's already been that many out.
Well, or if you can remember.
You can go. There's no point buying that now because he's, some cards.
Some cards rely on you having more than one.
Yeah.
And you think, well, they've already gone. So
it's pointless. Yeah.
So pounce on it.
Saves you wasting your money.
Yeah. So I think there's anything that we learnt from the session tonight, over and above just saying what the rules are.
Well, mine was, I've said it like 3 times. Look at this. Look at what's available. Read everything.
Read what you can do.
Yeah.
Read what you can do.
Yeah.
And also, my thing would be, combat is harsh. Little people actually die.
Yeah. Don't go in it if you're not 100% sure you can win it. Well, there's a bit of risk element to it still, but be sure that you've got a good chance of winning it if you're going to go into combat.
And we didn't get to the point where people were like losing the game because they didn't have enough people because people were being a bit cagey. But if you do throw your guys, if you've got no people, you can't control the points.
No.
You need the people to control the points.
Yeah, that's it.
That's super important. And we're saying there's something else we mentioned as well. It's quite cool, dice-wise.
Dice mechanics, really cool. Lots of dice.
We worked out that you were always going to have the right amount of dice to roll, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because they're being super considerate. And
there's a dice for every occasion.
Yeah. So that was super nice of them. And I think that is us done.
I give it 2 thumbs up, Mark.
I said we weren't going to score it. You're scoring it, man.
No, that's I enjoyed it.
Oh, it's just in general.
I enjoyed it 2 thumbs. Not. I give it 2 thumbs out of 16 thumbs.
1.5 thumbs.
1.5 thumbs and a sad face. No, it's 2 thumbs. I really enjoyed it. No scoring. We're not a review show.
Yeah,
we're just saying we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well,
really enjoyed it.
I wanna when we go back to the club.
We're playing it again, aren't we? We enjoyed it that much. We're gonna play it again. Now we know what we're doing, and we know the rules. Inside out. Play it again. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, if I want to play it again now, I know. It's really good.
But if it wasn't 3:30 in the morning,
hot car. I'm getting old, Mark.
I know, tired and creaky. Okay, so that's us done. So thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
Okay, subscribe to the channel. It's down there.
Yeah. Sun at table.
Like, I'm being virtual.
The 4th dimension's been broken, Mark.
And like us and all that malarkey. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we also have a shop that sells this here game, I think.
It does, yeah.
Don't let our gushing of it influence you, though. If you think I don't like the look of it, then don't buy it. Whatevs.
Bothered.
But yeah, go and check out the shop because we sell some stuff. You might like it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.
Bye bye.